at this. 1, 2, 3.
The new Jumanji has promised that it will be taking things to the next level. More body swapping, more Jack Black, and more smolder. But did it deliver?
I came back and things actually got worse.
For our purposes, it doesn't matter. We're not here to review the movie, we're just going to use our Screen Rant vision to point out all the little details that you missed in Jumanji: The Next Level.
We're not gonna make it.
Oh!
Just like in the last movie, every character has certain strengths and weaknesses displayed to them in little pop-up graphics. Jack Black, or Dr. Shelley Oberon, has a new strength this time, simply titled Geometry. Now, although it may not be an intentional shoutout, I personally couldn't help thinking this could be a nod to the movie School of Rock. In one scene, Jack Black's character famously uses a unique teaching method when giving a math lesson.
3 minus 4 is...
-1.
We like to think that the writers wanted to play off this and give him an A for effort in geometry.
6 billion?
Nailed it.
When the film ends, we see a handyman entering Spencer's house and making his way down to the basement to fix the water tank. There, he finds the broken Jumanji game and starts poking at it. At that moment, we hear the fateful Jumanji drums begin to sound. It then cuts to Nora's restaurant, where the whole gang is eating and celebrating after making it back from the game, when all of a sudden a bunch of ostriches race past the restaurant. This perfect sequel tease could mean that the real world and the game world have been bridged. If so, that means director Jake Kasdan will be paying homage to the movie from 1995. Too often, Marvel movies tease the expansion of franchises by employing the post-credits scene tactic. Though Marvel's universe is seemingly endless, we're wondering if the Jumanji universe will also be expanding soon. If the director is entertaining the idea of going back in time and drawing influence from the past, we wonder if he will also pull from some other sort of Jumanji movies and intertwine them. Does the name Zathura ring a bell for anyone? In 2005, the movie Zathura, A Space Adventure came out, and it was basically Jumanji in space. In it, some kids discover a mysterious board game, but instead of being sucked in, they are transported outside of the stratosphere. Will we be seeing elements of this in the upcoming films? According to Jack Black, Jumanji in Space is unquestionably the second installment in the franchise, which means that the next level is Jumanji 4. This opinion is definitely an outlier, but Black seems convinced. Why is he so down for galactic Jumanji? Well, in Zathura, Kristen Stewart is tasked with watching her younger brothers while their dad is out of the house. But she stays under the covers and listens to her iPod. If you were looking closely at this scene, you may have noticed that on the wall of her bedroom, there is a Tenacious D poster. That's Jack Black's band. It's only fair that they trade a shout out for a shout out. But is it canon? That question has become a lot more important now that Jumanji is trying to build itself a cinematic universe. The new Jumanji brings back the original in the post-credits scenes, so why not cross over into the Zathura-verse? Josh Hutcherson was in that movie, and now he's a big famous actor. So was Kristen Stewart, and she's also big now.
Well, we're socially irrelevant heteronormative gender roles.
Plus, she's probably looking to inject some momentum into her career after the Charlie's Angels flop.
How'd that feel? Because it looked like it felt really good.
In the new Jumanji, we were blessed with multiple moments of The Rock's famous smolder. For those of you who don't know, there is an extensive history behind this that rivals even Zoolander's blue steel. It made appearances throughout The Rock's wrestling career. Whether it was just a normal close-up or a look he gave the camera after completing a textbook body slam, the eyebrow was working overtime. In the movie Be Cool, his character Elliot even uses it to prove his acting skills to John Travolta. We're happy that the next level didn't forget to feature this particular talent of his.
Boomerang, smoldering intensity.
At the end of the next level, after all the dust settles and the gang plus Grandpa DeVito goes to Nora's diner to chat over coffee, there's a woman we're supposed to recognize. But for most of you, this reference dates back to a time before you were born. In the words of Drake, I'm talking way before hashtags. All the way back to the year 1995 when the first Jumanji came out. The main characters of that movie were named Peter and Judy, and their parents had died in a skiing accident. They fall under the care of their Aunt Nora, who brings them to the now famous house. In real life, she's the actress Bebe Neuwirth, who's known for her role in Cheers, but also for being a Broadway icon. She makes a quick return here as the person who buys out Danny DeVito and Danny Glover's diner. She also falls victim to the now DeVito smolder. You may have also noticed this one in the first Jumanji movie, but the game's non-player character is named Nigel Billingsley. He's the one who has a New Zealand accent and gives our players their missions.
Welcome to Jumanji.
He's played by Rhys Darby of Flight of the Conchords, but his character is not referencing the HBO musical comedy. He's actually a shout out to a different show. In The Wild Thornberrys, there's another goofy redhead who wears an old school explorer's outfit. He's got an accent from the Commonwealth, and his name is also Nigel. There's no doubt that the inspiration for Nigel Billingsley came from the Honourable Sir Nigel Archibald Thornberry.
Now, stay close to camp. If you're lucky, you might see a hyena roving about.
Nick Jonas has resurfaced after marrying one of the most famous people on the planet, and he's back for another round of Jumanji as Jefferson Seaplane McDonough. And if you didn't get the reference in Jumanji 1 when he was drinking margaritas in his treehouse bachelor pad, you probably won't get it now. The name is a reference to his fear of flying. There's no way you missed that. But there's another, still very obvious reference to Jefferson Airplane, a band from the 1960s. They don't have anything to do with Jumanji really, except for their psychedelic lyrics, which are kind of similar to some of the more out there moments in Jumanji. Take maybe their most famous song, White Rabbit, which has lyrics like "One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small." The characters in Jumanji The Next Level do seem like they've just had some kind of mushroom, but we don't really know what they're trying to get at with this one. So send help in the comments if you can. Also, Ming Fleetfoot, maybe Fleetwood Mac? Milo, aka Glover, says this when blown away by the Jumanji game world.
What in the Sam hell just happened to him?
Though we've heard this phrase before, probably uttered by grandmothers to be honest.
What in the Sam hell are you doing, Wop?
We weren't totally sure what it meant, so we went ahead and did some digging. And it turns out it's an old substitute for hell. Sam comes from salmon, and hill comes from hell. Other euphemisms like this include words like blazes, heck, and Hoboken. Back in the good old days, the phrases were used as a way of not cursing when in the presence of a lady. We suggest you try it next time you encounter a womanfolk and are feeling exasperated. As you may recall, Fridge, the big football player, inhabits Kevin Hart in the first movie. In the first film, while on the hunt for food, Fridge starts eating what he thinks is bread, only to discover that it's pound cake.
Hey, it's all good.
Well, at first he has no reaction. It isn't long until he explodes. At the end of The Next Level, Fridge is back in the real world and makes his way to Nora's diner. He orders a big plate of chocolate cake, but just as he's bringing a fork to his mouth, he stops. It seems he still can't get past the cake trauma from the first film. It's a shame because the slice looks pretty appetizing.
Yes, cake is my weakness, along with speed and strength.
In The Next Level, we welcome the newcomers / old-timers, Danny Glover and Danny DeVito, to the crew. DeVito plays Eddie, the grandfather of Spencer, and Glover portrays Eddie's estranged business partner who shows up unannounced on Eddie's doorstep. Although the two play frenemies, you can tell that the characters share decades of history between them. They are the perfect duo because Danny embodies the leading man type, to which DeVito plays the perfect comedic sidekick.
Or else what, you blimp?
Sound familiar? We believe that their dynamic is not unlike the one shared between Kevin Hart and The Rock. Though the older gentlemen have gray hair and wrinkles, their roles are quite similar. If you retrace history, you'll see that The Rock has always been the leading man with a sense of humor, while Kevin Hart has long been the comedic relief.
I haven't looked like this since...
Never. You look like this never.
What makes the comparison come full circle is when Glover and DeVito inhabit the bodies of The Rock and Hart in the new movie and are able to fulfill our theory.
What? I'm sorry, buddy.
Sorry for what?
We're excited at the prospect of a new film and are happy to see the direction in which it's going. Do you think there will be a sequel? If so, what do you think will happen? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Screen Rant for all your Jumanji updates. Thanks for watching.